Hi friends, I'm Prakash. Welcome to my YouTube channel Smart Learning. Friends, I talked about online learning, e-learning in my previous video. So some of my friends asked me what is an e-learning, what is an online learning, is there any difference between them? Yes friends, there is a difference between them. When we talked about online learning, it's like a course. You need to register for it and you need to pay money for it, and at the end of the course you need to take an exam, and based on your results they provide you certificate for you. Example for online learning is like doing a BEd course in distance mode, or doing a bachelor degree in distance mode, or learning software programs like SAP, Java, all comes under online learning. Friends, when we talked about e-learning, for example, it's a rainy day, you wanna drink a hot coffee but you don't know how to prepare a hot coffee, so you approach to YouTube or Google to know how to prepare a coffee, so that you made coffee for you learning from Google or YouTube. It is done only for knowledge sake, but not for money, or but not for certificate, or but not to run for business. So it is e-learning, friends, and this is the difference between e-learning and online learning, friends. So let's move to today's topic. Today I'm gonna discuss with you about clauses, friends, because clause is a very complex subject in English language, and it gives you tremendous power to construct the sentences, and also you will be able to express your feelings, thoughts in a various forms, and also clauses brings richness, freshness, beauty, style to your writings, because in your writings you should not always depend on simple sentences, friends, and you don't like your writings to be very big, friends. For example, I saw a girl yesterday, I talked to her, she is my friend. These are the three simple sentences, and how, let's see how we change them into a clauses. For example, the girl whom I saw and talked to her is my friend. See how simple it is, how beautiful it is. So that one should learn clauses, friends. So let's start with the definition. So clause is a group of words and which forms a part of the large sentence, and it has subject and predicate. This is the definition of the clause. So we may say in simple terms, clause is a group of words and it is the small part of the large sentence. So this is called clause, friends. So let me explain this definition with an example so that you can get better idea, friends. So I made a presentation for you. I hope you enjoyed it, friends. So let me bring my presentation in this video, friends. Here is my presentation, friends. Now you can see on the screen, he is a man who possesses wealth. It is the largest sentence, friends. In this sentence you see letters in blue color, it is the clause, friends. Here it is, the text I highlighted is the clause, friends. Who possesses wealth is the clause, and it's a small part of the large sentence, and it has subject and verb in it, friends. What is subject and predicate in a sentence, friends? Give me an example. So let me give an example for it. For example, I like books. It is the sentence, and in this sentence I is the subject, and the remaining part, like books, is predicate of this sentence, friends. Likewise, here in this class, who is the subject of this class, and the remaining part, possess wealth, is the predicate of this class, friends. So I hope now you understand what is subject and predicate and what is class. So we will move to next slide, friends. So here we will look at what is phrase, what is clause, what is sentence. Here first we will look at a phrase. A phrase is a group of words, and a phrase doesn't have verb and subject in it, and a phrase has no meaning in it, friends. Here example for phrase, he is a man of wealth. Here the letters you see in blue color is phrase, friends. Of wealth is the phrase. So let me give one more example for phrase. On the bench, so it is a phrase, friends. It has no subject and verb in it, and it has no definite meaning when you use separately, but when you use it in a sentence, it will be meaningful. For example, the book is on the bench, so then it will be meaningful, friends. Now we will look at the clause. A clause is a group of words. It has a subject and predicate, and it has a meaning of its own, friends. So here is the clause who possess wealth. Here it is the group of words, and it is a small part of the large sentence. Now we will look at what is sentence. A sentence is a group of words. It has subject and predicate, and it expresses complete thought. This is the point you should remember, friends. Friends, always sentence will be meaningful and it gives complete meaning, friends. And here is large sentence. He is a man who possesses wealth. Here who possesses wealth is a clause, group of words, and it has subject and verb, friends. So now I hope you can make the difference between phrase, clause and sentence. So next we will move to next slide, friends. So clauses in English can be studied from the point of view of verbs, functions, structures, which means clauses can be studied from three aspects. One is verb, second one is function, third one is structures. So we will start with the first classification of verbs. So in this classification, where clauses are divided into three types. First one is finite clause, second one is non-finite clause, and third one is verbless clause. So we will start with the finite clause. So before we gonna discuss with the finite clause, we should know what is finite verb. What is finite verb? A finite verb is a verb which has agreement between subject, number, person and verb, and it has subject and predicate in it, friends, and you can recognize easily what tense it is. For example, I watched Prakashar videos. Here you have subject and you can easily recognize what tense it is. Here watched. So by looking at the verb watched, you can say it's a past tense. So and there is an agreement between the subject and verb, friends. So it is called finite verb. Now we will look at what is non-finite verb. What is non-finite verb? A non-finite verb is the verb which doesn't have an agreement between the subject, number, person and the verb, and non-finite verbs are basically formed from the verbs, finite verbs. For example, it is finite verb. Inform is the finite verb forms. What are non-finite verb forms of inform? These are non-finite verbs of the informs. To inform, to inform, informing, informing, informed. These are the non-finite verb forms of the verb inform, friends. So basically non-finite verbs are two participle, present participle, past participle. These are called non-finite verbs, friends. So let me give an example for these things. I came here to inform, and I saw her informing early, police arrived. Here to inform, in here in this sentence, to inform and informing and informed early. Informed early. So here to infinitive, here it is present participle, here it is past participle. So here they don't have subjects in it. So these are called non-finite verbs, friends. So we will go to our presentation. So we will move to, I hope you understand what is finite verb and what is non-finite verb. So we will go to next slide, friends. So finite clause. What is a finite clause? A finite clause is the one which has a finite verb in it, and number of finite verbs in a sentence is equal to number of finite clause. So in simple terms, we may say a finite clause which has a finite verb in it and number of verbs is equal to number of clauses. So let's see an example. All that glitters is not gold. Here how many verbs are there and how many clauses are there, friends? Here we have two clauses and two verbs. So see, all is not gold. Here it is one clause. Second clause is that glitters. That glitters is another clause. Here we have two finite verbs. One is, second one is glitters. So here verbs, the number of verbs are equal to number of clauses. Then it is called finite clause. So I hope you understand what is finite clause. Next we will move to next slide, friends. Non-finite clause. A non-finite clause is the one in which there is no finite verb in it. So in simple terms we may say non-finite clause is the one which doesn't have finite verb in it. Example, I want to buy a new car. Here to buy, here it is the non-finite clause, friends, because it has no subject in it, friends. So that's why we call it non-finite verb clause. So here we have two diagrams. One is non-finite clause without subject, non-finite clause with subject. Actually non-finite clause should be distinguished with the subject and without the subject. So first we will look at non-finite clause without subject. So in to infinitive, Prakash likes to talk. Here who likes to talk? Prakash only likes to talk. Here subject, here this is the non-finite verb, there is no subject in it. So here subject is Prakash. Prakash subject is implied here, friends. So next we will look at in participle. Prakash likes teaching. Here who likes teaching? Prakash only likes teaching, but not you, but not someone. Prakash likes teaching. Here subject Prakash is implied here. So next diagram, non-finite clause with subjects in to infinitive. For example, I want her to come. I want only her to come. So here her is the subject of this verb. Next, participle. In participle we have present participle and past participle. For example, I saw her coming. Here subject is her, friends. I saw that she was coming. Here subject is implied. Here the subject is her, friends. Next, participle, past participle. He found the seats. He found the seats taken. Here the subject is seats. So this is how we should recognize the non-finite clause with the subject and without subject. I hope you understand this point, friends. Next we will move to next slide, friends. Verbless clause. Here a verbless clause is that clause which has no finite verb and no non-finite verb in it, but the relation between the constituent is describable. For example, if necessary I will be there. Here there is no finite verb or no non-finite verb here, so it becomes verbless clause. Basically a verbless clause are resulted from the elliptical of the be verb of the be friend. For example, though defeated in the election, he is still very happy. Here the verb is not there. Any verb, whether it is finite verb or non-finite verb, is not there, but the verb is there. Though he was defeated in the election, he is still very happy. So the be verb was implied here. Next we will go to next slide. So from second classification, friends, so in this, from second classification of functions, so in this session, in this classification we divide the clauses into two types, main clause and subordinate clause. So what is main clause? What is main clause? A main clause is a clause which gives complete meaning and it can alone stands as a complete sentence, friends. So this is called main clause. Let me give an example so that you can understand well. I saw a I saw a man who was crying. So in this part, what is main clause and what is subordinate clause? Here it is main clause, friends, because it stands alone as a sentence and it gives complete meaning. For example, if we remove this part, who was crying, it can stand alone as a sentence and it gives complete meaning, so that it is called main clause, friends. So we will discuss about subordinate clause. What is subordinate clause? A subordinate clause is the clause which cannot express complete meaning and it cannot alone stand as a complete sentence. So it depends on other clause to give meaning, so that it is called subordinate clause. Let me give an example for it. Here in the same example, I saw a man who was crying. Here who was crying is the subordinate clause because it cannot give complete meaning and it cannot stand as a sentence. For example, if we remove that part, who was crying doesn't give complete meaning and it cannot express as a complete, it cannot stand as a complete sentence and it cannot express complete meaning, so that this is called subordinate clause. Let me give an example, another example. If you come, I will buy a book. So what is subordinate clause and what is main clause in it, friends? For example, if you remove this part, if you come, it I will buy a book stands as a complete sentence and it give complete meaning, friends, so that it becomes main clause. And in this sentence, if you come is subordinate clause, friends, because it cannot alone stand as a sentence and it cannot give complete meaning. When if we remove this part, this cannot stand as a sentence, so this is called subordinate clause, friends. I hope you understand what is main clause and what is subordinate clause. So we will move to next slide, friends. So types of subordinate clauses. So we have three types of subordinate clauses: adjective clause, noun clause, adverbial clause. So in next video we elaborately discuss these subordinate clauses. It's very important, friends. So we will move to next slide. So this is the exercise that I'm gonna give you, friends. So just try to answer these questions so that you can understand how extent you understand my presentation. For example, first question, identify the clause in the following sentence. So what you need to do is just identify what is clause in this sentence. Second, identify what is main clause and subordinate clause in the following sentence. Just you identify which one is main clause and which one is identity clause. In third one, identify non-finite clause. So non-finite clauses ఏంటి అనేవి నువ్వు ఐడెంటిఫై చేయాలి ఎక్సర్సైజ్. సో డూ వెల్, ఫ్రెండ్స్. Friends, I hope you understand the concept that I teach you and I hope you enjoy my presentation. So in next video I'm gonna discuss about types of subordinate clauses, friends. It's very important, friends. So in next video I gonna tell you rules of the clauses, how to construct the clauses. It's very important, friends. So don't miss watching this video, friends. Thank you for watching. We will meet you later, friends. Have a good day. Yours, Prakash.